Information, news, and entertainment on demand.
WSRadio.com.
What does it mean to invent a paycheck?
I think it means financial freedom and independence.
Welcome to Inventing a Paycheck with Mary Goulet and Heather Ryder. I'm Mary.
And I'm Heather.
Oh, much to cover.
So much to cover. I love the idea of inventing a paycheck because it puts the control in my hands. It puts the control in your hands when you're inventing your own paycheck.
Yes.
Not in someone else's.
I don't know what it feels like anymore to get a W-2.
Well, I think that sometimes it would feel really good.
Yeah, right. Would you pay me a W-2, please?
Hey, where do I pick up one of those W-2s? And where do I pick up one of those paychecks?
You know, the people who are employed, who have an employer.
Mm-hmm. Which is most people.
Yeah.
Which is great.
They're just limited in what they can earn. It's their salary.
Right. And I always felt like also because we've all had W-2s before. We've all worked for people. And if you're working for someone right now, you totally know what it feels like it's a great thing. There's so much security that comes with getting a paycheck and a W-2, but there's also some insecurity because you never know what's going to happen with the company. You're at somebody else's mercy.
Right. But anymore, we're going to show you how you can, get your side hustle on while you're
keep that W-2.
Yes, keep the security of the W-2 and get a side hustle. So today's show, all 4 segments are going to be covering different questions to ask yourself. We'll be asking you, and maybe just jot down some notes about what your answers might be, and if you are the kind of person that would do a side hustle.
That's where inventing a paycheck starts. It starts with, I believe it really starts with a side hustle, because I do believe and I do know that people can't give up their paychecks. That if they have a job right now, they can't give up that security. And I would never recommend that they give up that security until that side hustle or that invention of their own paycheck can then tip it in the other direction.
Yeah, so the people we're talking about, yes, people who have a job, J-O-B, that's great. You can always find time to maybe not binge watch Netflix, which, raising my hand, I love to do.
Seriously, I'm into a new one right now.
So am I. Like, oh my gosh, I have to stop watching so I can get something done.
I know.
So we do have more time. If you have a clear idea, you'll find you'll find the time to figure out how to get it going. And then there's always the mom with a couple kids at home. She doesn't want to have to go back into the workforce, but she's got an idea. A lot of very creative people.
Everyone has a creative side. Even if you think that you're just more, right brain or left brain or whatever, I think everybody has a creative side, and there's something inside. People are always, it's just human nature to seek solutions for problems, and we all encounter different problems, and we all try to come up with different solutions. So inventing a paycheck is part of one of those solutions.
Yes, I've been saying that phrase for years because I was like, okay, I need to earn X dollars. I was going through a little financial struggle, and I just started seeing opportunity, seeing something, looking at the world differently. Like, I need to do this and do it now.
And we've talked about how you were talking about our friend who's a comedian,
yes,
who sees funny.
Yes, because he's so witty, so quick, and I asked him, how do you do that? How do you just find the funny? He goes, I see funny.
Yeah. And so if you are an entrepreneur, if you have that spirit in you, you see opportunity, you see solutions, and start to envision independence and freedom to call your own shots.
Yes. And so think of like Shark Tank, watching people and hear their stories about how they came up with their idea. What problem were they solving? What area of the market did they see needed to be filled? It can be pretty much anything. I remember when I first wanted to start writing, I read something that said, if you want to be a good writer, go to the bookstore and thumb through the category of books that you're interested in writing. So let's say you want to write a travel book. You go to the bookstore, you start thumbing through what other people have done. And it will give you inspiration such as, oh, I wouldn't have said it that way, or I would have described it like this. And it brings out your inner muse.
So when I was into enameling, which I still am in, but I've kind of put it on the side because my side hustle is taking over a little bit. Yeah. But I would buy all those really expensive jewelry magazines, those DIY jewelry affair, jewelry making, because it inspired different ideas, and to see what other people were doing inspired my own creative ideas. It's not that you're copying people. It's just that it's helping to spark the creativity inside you. And then I have to say that I did lie a little bit at the beginning right here.
Oh, boy.
I know. You know, when we're talking about financial independence and creating your own paycheck and it gives you the independence and freedom,
yes.
It's not really true completely.
Okay, which part? Fess up.
So when you create your own paycheck, which we've done, it doesn't mean that you're independent or that you're free. Because now all of a sudden you kind of shift your independence and freedom. Granted, you can call the shots and you can do work when you want, but that limits you in what you make. So my independence and freedom from a W-2 or from somebody telling me what I need to do is now shifted to my customers.
Very true.
So a lot of my freedom and a lot of my independence depends on them. So it's all, it's like a constant, there's a shifting and a prioritizing that takes place also. So although I do feel like I have the independence and freedom of earning my own paycheck,
there's a responsibility.
There's a responsibility to others. And so I think you only have true freedom and true independence when you're independently wealthy and you don't need to work anymore and you're just laying on a beach ordering cocktails.
Yes, but that gets old after a while.
I don't know. Does it?
Well, you know what? If in your nature and my nature, you would start figuring out a new cup holder for those cocktails at the beach.
Yes. Or a new cocktail.
One. Exactly.
New shaker, whatever.
I think once you become an entrepreneur, a minor side hustle built into something or discarded and a new one comes up, you do make that muscle work. And before you know it, it takes over your life. And you're like, oh, I can do a side hustle on this. Oh, I can do a side hustle on that.
Okay, which is like side hustle ADHD.
It is.
I am inflicted with that. And I don't mean to make light of ADHD at all, but I cannot focus sometimes on one side hustle. I have the donut side hustle.
Which is hilarious.
Also looking at a jewelry side hustle, and I'm like, why am I doing this to myself?
And how about the podcast side hustle?
Well, this is not
the most fun.
This is what I love. Doesn't even feel like work.
No, it's great.
That's the key.
Yes.
Find something that is your jam, that you just love to do, that doesn't feel like work. And granted, we're starting over with this radio show because we're inventing a new paycheck.
Yes, in a simple way.
And it feels simple because we're doing what we love.
So
when it feels hard,
when we get overwhelmed and we have to think through too many details, we have to step back because we're complicating it.
Yes. And I have been very good at that in my past. I'm trying to be better about it.
So we're keeping it simple. We're doing a live radio show and we're looking for a platform.
Yes.
So we can deliver a newsletter to your email, give you the archive shows in a podcast format, MP3, and we're creating digital products that can help you with whatever side hustle you want to do. Pretty simple.
That's our mantra. I do believe it's important to find a mantra. Our mantra for the next 6 months, or maybe it's for the rest of however long we're doing this radio show, is to keep it simple. Because we have been guilty of complicating things so too many times.
Yes.
Mary, why do you do that?
I know. Why'd you do that, Heather? You talked me into so many stupid things. So if we just,
It was so easy.
I know. Okay, let's do that. Squirrel. Shiny silver object flying by outside. Let's go get it. Wait, we were working on a project.
Remember this that we were focusing on? Yeah. So what does it mean to invent a paycheck? That's kind of that. Inventing a paycheck is the title of this show. What does it mean to invent a paycheck to you?
Inventing a paycheck is finding something to do, and I suggest a service outside of a product in the beginning, because a product implies, or doesn't even imply, it is a money pit if you have to make a prototype and that kind of stuff. So that's service.
Unless you're already making a product.
Unless you're already making a product, that's fine. But we're going to cover this in the next segment because I have some points on why choosing a service first, and also how you're like, oh, that sounds so easy, Mary. Well, actually, it's right under your nose.
So many things are right under our nose. Even today we were talking about, what we're going to do this show on, and it was right under our nose because we're just starting the show and we're talking about inventing a paycheck. Why not talk about what it means to invent a paycheck and how you can do it at home? Yes, and we'll give you a few tips in the next segment about that. And pretty soon you're going to go, oh my gosh, I get what they're saying when they say see opportunity. And how you can get started. That's coming up next on Inventing a Paycheck.
Military, things can change in an instant. The Navy Mutual Aid Association, we understand because it's our life too. That's why our dedication to serving the life insurance needs of our military veterans and their families is unrivaled. Navy Mutual offers superior life insurance protection without military service restrictions and limitations. A single focus on providing the peace of mind military families are looking for. That's what we do. Navy Mutual, insuring those who serve. Call 800-628-6011 or go to NavyMutual.org.
Tired of presentations with no impact, no inspiration, and no traction? Do dull speakers have you and your team disengaged and distracted by smartphones? Christopher McAuliffe brings energy, insights, and 2 decades of experience, delivered with punch, humor, and heart. Your team will leave energized, uplifted, and with a sense of purpose. Visit ChristopherMcAuliffe.com to bring some heat to your next speaking engagement. McAuliffe. ChristopherMcAuliffe.com.
On the internet, your business's reputation can be unjustly destroyed in an instant. Don't wait for that to happen. Building and marketing your 5-star reputation can increase your business by as much as 19%. Take control of your reputation and have the 5-star reputation you deserve with Reputation Marketing Solutions by DSI Development. Become the go-to company by visiting 5starrepmarketing.com. The number 5starrepmarketing.com.
Hi, this is Rob Barnett, VinVillage.com, where wine lovers connect. Be sure to tune in weekly to Vin Village Radio for exclusive, in-depth interviews with the who's who in wine and food.
Take a break from politics. Tune in and learn something. WS Radio shows are worth your time and are filled with tips and advice. Add us to your lunch routine, and we'll give you a meal for your mind.
I've been bragging about Progressive Medical Center to you guys for years, and I'm so excited to have Dr. Agoli with us because, Dr. Agoli, a lot of people walk through your doors, and some of their biggest problems are they're just fatigued, they're tired all the time, and even though they're dieting and exercising, they cannot get the weight off. Why is that?
It's a combination of poor metabolism, inappropriate eating, but more importantly, it's due to a lack of education and really doing the right testing. A lot of our patients are metabolically compromised. What does that mean? Their metabolism is not functioning. The metabolism is responsible for all physical and chemical processes necessary to sustain life, and that includes energy. And without cellular energy, your body is not going to be a burning machine. Let's get back and teach our listeners to be a fat-burning machine.
It's been a lot easier to maintain my weight since Progressive Medical Center started treating me with all-natural supplements, learning proper nutrition, and that can be you today. No more frustrations about being tired or overweight. So why don't you get a hold of Progressive Medical Center today through ProgressiveMedicalCenter.com.
This is your life. Live it well.